what's going on, everybody? This is going to be a long-ass video. I will warn you of that fully in advance. This is going to be my entire thoughts and reviews and such and so forth on Vengeance, as well as the October, 24th edition of the Raw Super Show. So, take a break. Let your finger find that pause button if you want to watch this in chunks or whatnot. Get some munchies, get some snacks, and we'll be on our way. Vengeance 2011. Let me say, first of all, a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to be. They threw a pay-per-view together, in a few weeks like they've been doing the past few, and thought it was going to be very, very lackluster, and did not disappoint. I'm not going to lie. Opened up with Air Boom versus Swagger and Ziggler. Now, I'll say what I've been saying for the past little while with Swagger and Ziggler. I am a big Dolph Ziggler fan. I think he's doing tremendous tribute to the U.S. Championship despite being stuck with Swagger and Vicky. And I say being stuck with Swagger and Vicky because I think they are dragging him down. So as much as I am a fan of his, I did not want him to win the Tag Team Championships. Air Boom getting more and more solid as a tag team. I love their new entrance music. It's not just, a mishmash of their old musics. I'm not going to run through the card the match minute by minute. Ziggler sells Kofi Kingston's monkey flip early on in the match to set the tone for what's going to be a great match. There's obvious great tandem offense with Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston of Air Boom, who, in their own right are carving their way in the WWE. Can it be denied that nobody, with the possible exceptions of Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, throws a better dropkick than Dolph Ziggler? Evan Bourne has a great flash of kicking fury against Jack Swagger. At one point capped off by the Air Boom, which is blocked by Jack Swagger. There's lots and lots of heel double teaming by Ziggler and Swagger, which, even though I don't like Swagger, I will admit they look good as a team. I will say that the matching America tights were a bit much, not gonna lie. Kofi Kingston hit a really interesting barrage of offense from the apron side of the ropes, which I thought was interesting. Trouble in Paradise and an Airborne from Evan Bourne gets the win for Air Boom, and then immediately, which is what I thought was the great thing about this, bad night for Ziggler. Ryder comes out right away for his U.S. title match. It was hectic. It was very, very fast. Everybody from the last match was still around ringside. Air Boom was around the ringside, as well as Swagger and Vicky and whatnot. Zack Ryder looked good as hell in his first little U.S. Championship pay-per-view outing. Made a good showing of himself. Ziggler still wins, though. Looks very, very strong. Continues doing as great as I've said he's been doing. But Ryder did not lose. Ryder didn't lose anything by losing this match, just like Ziggler didn't lose anything by losing the Tag Team Championship match. Air Boom gets to keep looking good. Ziggler gets to keep looking good as a singles guy. Swagger can go fuck himself. Vicky can go fuck herself. And we move on. Triple H and CM Punk backstage, basically making fun of the, everybody that walked out on Triple H because of the unsafe work environment, basically saying, let's just show them how unsafe this work environment can be. And I thought that was cool. Beth Phoenix versus Eve, one of the biggest surprises of the night, and I'm sorry, after my Kelly burial, I really, really did mean it when I said I was going to leave Preston alone, but somebody sent me his review of Vengeance. Starts off talking about this match with, I'm sorry, there is no Kelly. And that's not true. Like, not even that I'm going to make fun of Kelly here, but Preston, it's just not true. Kelly was a very important part of this match. Seeing her get the crap kicked out of her backstage by the Divas of Doom put a big smile on a lot of people's faces. You should be proud that she was good for something. Anyways, Eve's definitely stepping out of Kelly's shadow. Eve has new music, which I thought was cool. Eve out-wrestled Beth Phoenix for the beginning few moments of the match. Eve, in a little bit of a comical moment, tied the straps of Beth Phoenix's skirt to the ring ropes, which was, a little campy, but all right for what we now call a Divas match these days. Eve takes a really, really nice shot to the face as Beth Phoenix press slams her on the outside, face first into a guardrail. Also, once they're back in the ring, hits a stunner type maneuver on Eve to the gut, which is something I've never seen before. It looked really cool, and for a Divas match, it's pretty decent to have that much ingenuitive stuff in a short time span. Beth has Eve locked in a grapevine for a while. Eve she jumps and she mounts Beth Phoenix like if I don't know how to explain it other than like parents that take their kids to the amusement park and carry them around on their shoulders. That's basically how Eve landed on Beth Phoenix, but she turned it into a choke. Glam slam gets rolled through into a hot shot on the ropes by Eve. Eve misses the moonsault. Another glam slam by Beth Phoenix, and Beth Phoenix gets the win. Beth Phoenix gets the win. I'm happy. Eve entirely was not buried. There's a lot of butthurt people that are going to be out there. It's like, oh, well, she didn't win, so she must have been buried. No, Eve Torres looked fucking phenomenal in this match. If she doesn't have another Divas Championship match coming up at Survivor Series, if Kelly worms her way or squirms her way or fucks her way back into that spot, I'm going to be really, really pissed off. Stryker interviews Big Show backstage, who gives a little emotional diatribe basically saying that the Mark Henry's Hall of Pain is going to fall like a house of cards, which I thought was a great little, whatever there. We have a preview for the Shawn vs. Brett DVD that I'm going to be getting. I don't know about you guys, but sorry guys. One of the reasons I didn't get this done last night was I've been feeling like shit all weekend. So if you hear it in my voice, once again, I know it's happened before on here, but this is going to be a long video if I start, dying. Maybe just turn up the volume or whatever. Christian versus Sheamus. I have some stuff written down here, but it was I don't know how to say this. It was another chapter in the Christian versus Sheamus rivalry, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's just nothing fantastic about it either. If they were staying virtually the same, their matches would become more and more unwatchable. These guys have had a number of matches, and they are still watchable, so they must be doing something right. I just can't put my finger on what it is. Anyways, skip to the end. A spear gets countered into a brogue kick, and a win for Sheamus. Sorry, guys, but there's not really much else to say. Triple H and Punk versus The Miz and R-Truth, and as everybody else in the YWC has already said, I'm surprised this was not the main event. Miz and Punk. This is the main thought I have walking away from this match. Miz and Punk is destined to be a large main event, a large rivalry when it happens. If Miz and Punk, and I've said it to people tonight while watching Raw, if Miz and Punk were to headline WrestleMania in a year or two, it would not hurt my feelings in the slightest. This match, Miz, CM Punk, and Triple H are all main eventers. They've all been established as main eventers. R-Truth, much as I like him, much as I love the awesome Truth stuff he's doing with The Miz, R-Truth looked a little out of place in this match. What else can I say? Punk takes Truth out into the crowd eventually. Punk hits the Savage Elbow on a bunch of people. Nash comes out of the crowd, decks Triple H out in the crowd, and Miz and R-Truth hit the Little Jimmy's finale on CM Punk, which is a combination of the Skull Crushing finale and R-Truth's move that really doesn't have a name. Nash takes out Triple H after the match with a dirty, dirty, dirty looking jackknife powerbomb. The way he was selling it on the way out, I did not expect him to be on Raw tonight, but we'll get there when we get there. Orton and Rhodes, I said this was going to be the dark horse of the night, and it really, really, really was. Orton shows off his power early, obviously. A lot of trickery with the masks and a lot of headbutts and stuff like that from Rhodes. Eventually do turn the tide. He ends up attacking Orton's neck and back a lot, as well as putting him in a Boston Crab, which I didn't really expect. Going back to when he first debuted in the WWE, he hits a couple Alabama slams and misses the moonsault and eats a whole lot of canvas like a champ. Orton dropkicks Rhodes from the top rope. Orton hits the gut wrench and Rhodes counters it into a beautiful disaster kick. The beautiful disaster kick is one of the more nice-looking moves to look at in the WWE right now. Nothing really else to say about it other than it has to be said. The beautiful disaster kick sort of comes out of nowhere. Beautiful disaster kick actually reminds me of the Pele that AJ Styles pulls up in WCW, where it sort of comes out of nowhere, but at the same time you know exactly when it's coming as the onlooker. Orton's gut wrench back and neck breaker, another masked headbutt and a moonsault from Rhodes. Orton decks one of the baggers, crossroads in a near fall by Rhodes, suspension DDT and an RKO for Orton, and Orton gets the win. And this is another one of those situations where all the butthurts out in the YWC are going to say, well, Rhodes didn't win, so Orton buried him again. Orton buries everybody, da-da-da-da-da. Friggin' go look at this match objectively, for once. Rhodes looked like gold in this match, and Orton is partially to thank for that. Predominantly, Rhodes looks like gold just because he has been gold recently. But in this match, Orton did a lot to make Rhodes look good. And as much as you'd love to deny it because, hating... I could speak, I swear. Hating Orton is the popular thing to do right now. You can't really deny it. Oh my god, Big Show and Mark Henry. I predicted that this was going to be a boring match. Let me say this. This is a message for Delexman, because I know he did his video a little while ago about all of us who refer to the Divas matches as piss breaks. I'm going to say Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres was one of my favorite matches of this card. The World Championship match was the piss break of the night. That's not good, is it? Big Show kicked Mark Henry, and they tried to call it a super kick, and I laughed a lot. Cut to the ending, cut to what everybody else is talking about. They basically copied the Brock Lesnar incident from like 10 years ago. Mark Henry superplexed the Big Show and broke the ring, and they all got carted off, and no contests. So, not only do most of the matches tonight have the outcomes that I either wanted or predicted, but the one match that I didn't give a shit about doesn't have a winner. How perfect is that? John Laurinaitis comes out and looks at the ring, looks at how broken and slanted the ring is, and says, well, regardless of this, we're still going to have our WWE Championship match. Cena and Del Rio. Excuse me, guys. Cena and Del Rio in their last man standing match for the WWE Championship. Cena's got a new shirt. Everybody's been harping on the shirt, and I'm going to harp on it too. It says, Rise Above Hate. Now, I could take this one of two ways, and I've been thinking about this since yesterday. Rise Above Hate, you could look at it one way, say it ties in with the whole, WWE anti-bullying campaign, whatever. If that's how they're doing it, I have no problem with it at all. The other way you could take it is Cena rising above the hate of all the fans that are looking forward to The Rock kicking his ass at WrestleMania. Now, if you want to take it that way, then inadvertently the WWE is calling the WWE Universe a bunch of bullies. And that's not good, is it? But, Rise Above Hate, he comes up to the fan in the front row that has the We Hate Cena shirt on. I thought that was fucking brilliant. Alberto Del Rio, I gotta say this first. Everything, because it was a last man standing match, you knew it wasn't all going to take place in the ring. And that's fine. But when the more technical parts of the match are happening out of the ring, that's not good. I couldn't take it very seriously, but then again, it's a Cena match, and I really didn't care. And I knew all the good matches were already done for the night. But Alberto Del Rio beats down Cena early. It was very, very weird to watch them fighting in this slanted ring. Alberto Del Rio with a bunch of back suplexes. John Cena tries for the attitude adjustment. It gets countered his way back. Ring ropes to bounce off.
Attitude on Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio hits locks in a sleeper with a leg lace on John Cena. John Cena launches Alberto Del Rio through the not there ropes right into the rail. I will admit, for everybody involved, that was a good spot. That was the one spot that sort of
outlined why it was so weird to not have the ropes there. You throw somebody across the ring when there's no ropes there, they're going into the crowd. So that was a good spot, I'll give them that. Outside, Alberto Del Rio has Cena eating steps. John Cena crotches Ricardo on the post and then tosses Alberto Del Rio on the other end of the post so that it crotches Ricardo Rodriguez again, which is awesome. Cena eats more steps. After that, we go backstage. We brawl through the crowd. Cena tosses Alberto Del Rio across the table. Alberto Del Rio slams Cena into a case. Alberto Del Rio buries Cena under a bunch of metal staging panels. They fight slowly back into the arena. Alberto Del Rio tosses Cena through the big V of the Vengeance stage, lays Cena out on a table. Alberto Del Rio climbs the staging to jump on the table that Cena's on, but Cena, of course, gets up and pulls Alberto Del Rio off the staging and through the table. This is the second thing in the match that made me fearful that Cena was going to win. First off, like everybody else says, he's come out with new merch. It's a new, mission statement and whatever. He's got to have a win to back it up. That's the first thing that made me think he was going to win. The second thing that made me think he was going to win was him laid out on a table and Alberto Del Rio would squash him countering it and pulling Alberto Del Rio himself through the table. That was the second thing that made me fearful that Cena was going to win this match. But he did not. They come back around to ringside. Alberto Del Rio tries an enziguri on John Cena and ends up kicking the post instead with his shin, which, I'm sorry, fake as you want to say wrestling is, shin to the post is not going to feel good. Cena, attitude adjustment to Alberto Del Rio from the metal steps to the Spanish announce table. The count starts. Miz and R-Truth attack Cena from the back. And the count on Cena starts. Now, Cena comes back from this attack and makes it up before the 10 count. This is where I really think that Cena, oh God, is going to super Cena through and get the title back for the 10 millionth time and laugh at Ric Flair and do all that other shit. But no, just as Miz and R-Truth are clearing out, Alberto Del Rio, with a sprint across the ring, belt in hand, makes John Cena digest that front plate of that belt, and Cena is down for the 10 count. Alberto Del Rio is still your champion. Now, everybody that needed to look good in this match looked good. Awesome Truth needed a big, big heel win, and they got it tonight. But they got it at the expense of Kevin Nash coming in, so it doesn't exactly make CM Punk and Triple H look weak either. It progresses storylines there and such and so forth. Cody Rhodes did not win his match, but then again, his Intercontinental Championship belt was not on the line, so he's still the Intercontinental Champion, and he still looks majorly, majorly strong. Question for you guys is this. Next time these guys fight, would it make sense or not for the Intercontinental Championship to be on the line? And which would make the Intercontinental title itself seem more important? Having Orton win it and carry it for a while, or having Rhodes beat Orton cleanly for it? I really want to know your guys' answers to that down below. Ziggler did not win the tag team titles. I'm glad for that. He has held on to his U.S. title. That's friggin' awesome. Air Boom is going to keep trugging along because they're really the only tag team that WWE is pushing right now. Cena did not win the title. I'm a happy kid. And that's basically it. If I rated shows, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. But I don't rate shows. So there we go. Now, October 24th, Raw Super Show. We start off recapping all the mayhem from last night, the Show Henry ring smash incident, the Cena Alberto Del Rio incident, the Nash comeback incident. Triple H comes out, cuts a big promo, says, in this industry you either make friends or make money. I've made friends along the way. Shawn Michaels, Sean Waltman, Kevin Nash, throws up the the old click, NWO, whatever you want to call it, hand. Kevin Nash tried to break my neck and instead he broke my heart, and I know you're here, you need to come out so I can kick your ass, da-da-da-da. John Laurinaitis comes out, says Kevin Nash isn't here. Triple H tells John, basically you don't want to get in my face tonight. If you get in this ring, it won't end well. John Laurinaitis says, you still work for the WWE, don't make the company look bad. Triple H says, you need to bring Nash to me. He leaves, he gets attacked by Nash on the stage. Sledgehammer to the small of the back. That's kind of dirty. Tries to make it to the back, collapses as he's making his way through the back hallways and whatever. Eventually they show him on a stretcher. Nash comes back, stands up the stretcher while Triple H is tied to it, belts him in the face with the sledgehammer. Again, good times to be sure. Obviously, the first segment is meant to lead up to Triple H and Kevin Nash in something, whether it's a Survivor Series match or a one-on-one match or whatever. That opening segment, Triple H bitching about Nash and Nash coming out and attacking him with the sledgehammer, was the first half hour of the show. That's all I'm going to say. Orton and Sheamus versus Christian Rhodes. Nothing much to say, really. It's just another chapter in both of these rivalries, and there was nothing really special to say about the match. Bro kick and a Celtic cross to Rhodes from Sheamus get the win for Sheamus and Orton. John Laurinaitis is shown in the back, and we're supposed to believe that she's talking to Stephanie McMahon because she's worried about Triple H. Cena comes in, says, I want Miz, I want Truth, I want them tonight, da-da-da-da-da. John Laurinaitis says, fine, but I'm going to pick your partner, so I'm figuring at this point it's going to be somebody stupid. We see a promo for Survivor Series. Cena's going to be there, Rock's going to be there, blah, 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 blah. Everybody get excited. Next, Santino versus Dolph Ziggler. Waste of Dolph Ziggler's time as far as I'm concerned. A whole bunch of stupidity, and eventually a zigzag gets Ziggler the win. Mason Ryan comes in after the match to take out Swagger and Ziggler again, and nobody really cares. In the back, Zack Ryder is running around like an idiot, and you know what? Zack Ryder kind of is an idiot, but he's one of those idiots you kind of gotta love. Zack Ryder, and you can agree with me or not on this, folks, but Zack Ryder kind of reminds me of the Hurricane, in the sense that, yeah, he's annoying, yeah, he's kind of an idiot, but you gotta love him at the same time. Runs up to the Bellas, tells the Bellas that he is John Cena's partner in the main event tonight. Okay. Come back from that break, Alberto Del Rio comes out, cuts a huge, long and prolonged promo, basically saying, I'm moving on from John Cena, I'm looking to new challengers, too bad there's nobody good enough to face me. Punk comes out, says, I've beaten you before, I never got my rematch from when you cashed in Money in the Bank on me. Alberto Del Rio says, you're not worthy. As far as I'm concerned, you're at the back of the line, whatever. John Laurinaitis comes out, says, Punk and Alberto Del Rio at Survivor Series, as long as you, CM Punk, will sit there and tell me that you respect me. And Punk tells him respect is earned, tells him off for about 10 minutes, another big pipe bomb promo, and John Laurinaitis says, well, you might have just ruined that opportunity for yourself, I'm going to have to think about it until next week. So, Punk says, while you're thinking about that, I'm just going to beat up your champion and his valet for a while, and proceeds to do that. Natalya and Alicia Fox are up next with Beth Phoenix on commentary. Beth Phoenix, as happy as I am for the championship that she has and the work she's doing in the ring, she should not be on commentary. Ever. Natalya and Alicia Fox had a good match. Like I say, nothing really that out of the ordinary, nothing really of note, other than Alicia Fox pulled out a fluke victory, and good for her. With the exception of the blonde bimbo, I think all the other divas are slowly picking up their game, and it's really, really, really good to see, so that's great. Of course, the divas of doom start freaking out. Next match, out of nowhere, was probably the most random match I've seen in a while, is John Morrison versus Wade Barrett. Only thing that I really remember from this match, from it being about an hour ago, is the Morrison suicide dive on Wade Barrett outside the ring. Wade Barrett basically buries John Morrison while Michael Cole bitches about Jim Ross and Twitter. And Wade Barrett wins. Michael Cole gets on the mic, starts opening his mouth, sound comes out, so that's never good. Shows all these Photoshop pictures of fat people with JR's head on them, and King tells him he's an idiot, and everybody cheers. And Michael Cole announces next week that Jim Ross is going to be participating in the Michael Cole Challenge, but no, I'm not going to tell you what that is. And if Jim Ross can win, he can come back and commentate, and I will quit. And the idea of Michael Cole quitting got the biggest crowd pop of the night tonight, and that's not good, is it? Now, main event time. Miz and R-Truth attack Zack Ryder backstage. before the match, so John Laurinaitis announces that it's now going to be a handicap match. John Cena plays face in peril for the whole match. Truth eventually hits John Cena in the face with a bottle, causing the disqualification. After the match, I'm not really sure why, but Miz and Truth are about to beat down Cena, and John Laurinaitis ejects them. John Laurinaitis then turns to John Cena and says, I didn't do a very good job picking you a partner tonight. How about you pick yourself a partner and you can fight them at Survivor Series? John Cena makes the great announcement that at Survivor Series it is going to be John Cena and The Rock versus Awesome Truth. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure a lot of people are pissed off because a lot of people thought John Cena and The Rock were going to be part of a Survivor Series elimination match. If they're going to be a team, just let them be a team and go do something. I mean, I don't like John Cena, but I have to admit that the star power of the John Cena Rock tag team does not need any other members in it. And I think they're going to give the rub to Awesome Truth at Survivor Series, not going to lie. Either that, or, folks, tell me what you think of this. If Cena turns on The Rock, Cena goes heel, Cena goes into The Rock's, Cena goes into his match with The Rock at WrestleMania as a heel. How fucking beautiful would that be? Anyways, that is the show. Now, scores, fails, and MVPs. Oh my lord, am I killing trees tonight. Score is the whole Triple H and Nash story. Score is we're finally getting a long build to Survivor Series. In the past little while, we've had pay-per-views with like 2-week builds, and that's why we've always gone into them thinking they were going to suck, even though we got some good surprises. The 2 matches we know are going to happen at Survivor Series, even though they're not official yet. Del Rio versus Punk. Again, a great looking WWE Championship match with no Cena in it. Rock Cena versus Miz and R-Truth. Enough said. Those are the first 2 matches announced for Survivor Series, and it already looks like a viable card. To me, fail. I love the Triple H and Nash storyline, but the opening segment, like I said before, dragged on way too long. Basically, Triple H called him out and got hit with a hammer. That should not take a half hour. Focus on tweeting. Yes, WWE uses social media like fiends. We get it. Michael Cole talked about nothing
but Twitter all night, and they're flashing so many Twitter things all over the screen while matches are going on that I feel like I'm watching a 90s episode of Pop-Up Video. That's not good, is it? Santino and Mason Ryan being part of the show at all. I have this really bad fear that they're going to push Mason Ryan, and I really don't want that. Batista 2.0 bullshit. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Not much bad to say about this show, really. Not much bad to say at all about Vengeance. Vengeance, if I didn't have it sitting on tape over there somewhere, I would be out to the store to get it, because I would love to watch it again and again and again. MVP of the night is Cody Rhodes. In 2 losses, in 2 nights to Randy Orton, he's still looking fucking tremendous. If he went to a main event spot, if he was the next guy to go up against a world champion, whether it be Alberto Del Rio, whether it be Mark Henry, whether it be whoever, I would not think him out of place. And Ziggler, in my mind, is almost there as well, and that's good. We need to push some of the new talent so that we don't always have the same guys in the main events, so that the YWC, smart marks, can stop being so butthurt. Now, before I go, 2 things. First, and I always promise you guys I won't mention this too much. I said by Christmas I was going to have 100 subscribers. I am sitting right now at 95. That is fucking tremendous. There are so many of you that deserve so many thank yous, and when I get my 100th subscriber, I will be doing a long and prolonged thank you video. The other is this. Rumored people returning to the WWE sometime soon. Trish Stratus, Chris Jericho, Mick Foley, and possibly Austin. Guys, I want to know, who are you looking most forward to, and how would you like to see them used? Box is down there for a reason. I have been Spaz, the guy with no voice. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Let me know what you think, because I've said a lot tonight.
I will talk to all you guys later. Bye.